Hello, friends. Welcome to the uh, Pennywise application development YouTube series that we are going through. We recently just completed all the feedbacks that we received, so that is why we don't see anything in the feedback table. However, there are other things that we are looking into that we want to include into the application. So let's look into this feature. For now, we need to have a monthly option, add a separate cron job that triggers monthly reports. Now this one, i would I would ask ChatGPT for, if you think about, if I had to do this, what I would do is, right now in the API we have a send digest, and this send digest is set in the vercel.json, and we would have api.send digest, which is which has the cron job associated with it. Similarly to this one, we would have another cron job that would be the monthly send digest, and that one will work on a monthly basis. It won't occur weekly, it would occur monthly. So let's see what we can do. For that, first let's confirm the things that we need to do with ChatGPT and see what their suggestion is. Let's see. Send monthly report.ts. Yeah, we need to create a new file. So okay, yeah, we are doing from preferences, and then we are taking this email monthly digest cron job. We will have this one in the vercel dot we need to add a preference toggle, and then okay. So yeah, he does say something very similar to it. So let's look at this. Create a new file, send monthly report.ts. So let's do that. We have a very similar in the API. We'll add a very similar file called copy, and then we paste it here, and we have a very similar file dot send digest copy. So we need to rename it to send digest month report.ts, send monthly report. So we'll rename it to, that should be a rename option, and we should be able to rename it to send monthly report.ts. And then within this send monthly report.ts, we would have a body which is very similar to, so if we go through the body, we would have a digest handler, or I would say monthly digest handler started, and then we would have a monthly underscore email weekly digest. This is the monthly email weekly digest that we want to set up as true. For this to occur, we need to have a column set to true in the database side. So let's go to the database. In the preferences, we would want to add one more column. So this will be monthly email. Let me check what it is. Monthly email, or I would say email weekly, not monthly email. Email monthly digest. Let me copy this. Let me move it to the table that we have. Definitely it will have the monthly one. Type is going to be a boolean, and then it is going to be default value is false, and then we are going to allow nullables and check constraint, and we save it. So this one we are going to set as false, and I'm going to change this to true for me. For that I need to know my user. My user would be Gaurav.palande147, and that one has starts with a D and ends with a 8. So in the preferences, if I see a D and ends with a 8, let me expand this one. So my user is going to be this one, so I'm going to set it up to true. So here I'll set it up to true. Now after that, my user will be set to true, and then we would have the preferences, and then we'll have the users associated with that, and then we'll get the users, error getting users. Within submissions we will get the limit 10. From the history we are going to pass in the total savings, and then we are going to stringify income expenses. Sounds good. Convert to CSV, that is also there. In the history we have AI tip, all the gold tip, and then we would have the digest your, and then this would be monthly, and then that would be the title of the email, and then sent email to one user, we have him, and then I think we can say monthly, digest email sent successfully. So I would control F here, and I would say week. Do we have something like a week? There is one area here, so we will remove it and make it monthly, and then there is another area, so this one is going to be monthly financial digest. Okay, so now we don't have any results. So now we have successfully removed updated the weekly to monthly, and so we do not need to save all of this at the moment, and then we need to go to the cron job. So for the cron job to be deployed, what we need to do is we need to go to the vercel.json, and then within this we need to add one more path, and that path would be the file here, this one. And then we'll go back to the vercel.json, and then over here we will give it the path, and we would say schedule. Or we can copy it from here, right? That's gonna be 091 star star. So we are going to say 091 star star. So this one is a comment, but I don't know if we want to keep the comment or not. So let's remove this. We don't need this. We leave it to this one. So our this both the schedule as well as the report are created. Now we can have them committed. Monthly email report, and then slash report, and then we are sync and commit and sync. So now we have committed this one. We have in the database, we have a column here. It is going to query and it is going to send an email across to all the users you have the monthly digest enabled. So let's see what the deployment does right now. I do see an error, so let's review that error. Okay, I think there is some problem in our vercel.json. So let me let me use ChatGPT suggestion, and we do this, and my vercel.json I have is in the code. I'll get that available, and then we will have this, and then we'll paste this. So this is our outlook. So he's going to look into solving this error due to capitalization mistake. Okay, so here the schedule, it should be small, so let's fix that one, and here the schedule becomes small s, and let's commit this. I think that's the only change we require. This shows modified. Okay, so now if we look at the differences, it took some time for it to send. Room removed, capitalization. Okay, so now it should work. Let's look at the deployment now. Building, it's going good. Let's see. 27, right? 32, it's going ahead for 32. This deployment is 36. Okay, it's finished in 36. So now when we look at settings and we look at cron jobs, I am seeing one more job now, send monthly report. Let me run it and view logs, and let's put it live. And it sent email to me. Okay, so it shows that it has sent an email to me. Now the next thing for me would be to go to the email section, and I do see this one. Yeah, your monthly financial digest, and here your monthly financial digest, and then you have this, and then short term AI tip, long term, and this, and history. So yeah, I think this one talks about this monthly. Maybe in the future we might filter it to only the month. um, right now we are just taking top 10. We may not want to do that. We want to filter it by month. So this query is getting us top 10, right? Let's see. this one, right? Submissions. So let's ask Copilot to get all the submission for the current month or the previous month. So get all submission entries for the user for previous month. Get all submission entries for the user of the user for previous month. And then let's see what happens here. Does it come up with an update? So here it says the first day previous month is going to be the get month -1. Okay, that's correct. And last day previous month is going to be the get month for this year and last minute. And so this is going to be the first day, and then in history we are going to create it at greater than or equal to and less than equal to, and we are going to pass this across over here. So it's going to get all the submissions for the previous month this way. I would accept this and I would commit this one. So get all submissions for from previous months, and then I'm going to, so we got all the data, right? History, we have all the data as history over here. Okay, that's what we want, because that is what we are going to forward to the chat gpt to get our short-term suggestion and long-term suggestion, or the based on the latest one. Okay, so there should be at least one per month. So let's commit and sync this one, and then we'll test um, how our application handles this situation. So we'll look at deployments, and right now 36 seconds. Let's look at the complete deployment. And also later on I'm thinking maybe I can go to the preference page and add receive monthly email digest checkbox that will change the values in the database for us. So we'll have this deployment done, then we'll make that change, and then we are done with this feature, if you think about it. Okay, this one 32 seconds sounds good. Let's look at the cron job and have it deployed. So let's run this, and now when we look at the logs, we should be getting one more entry. So we'll wait for the emails to come. Okay, yeah, we have one more entry and it's gone to the email. So now I should be able to see one more. Yeah, that's the one, the digest, and it has 7/1. It does not have August, it has July within it, because it's going to run once on the first of every month. We will be able to get the previous month's values, and then on top of that we have some default values here because we did not have those AI tips during that time. So I think for now this is what we expected. We are getting the monthly tips, monthly financial digest, we are getting the flowchart based on last month, and our title is also monthly now I would want to, my system is hanged, so yeah, now I would want to change this and update the finance page to, sorry, not finance page, we'll go to pages and we'll go to preference page, and then in the preference page, I would want to I would want to add another label that would update the weekly. So this function would be there. Okay, so let's say tell to ChatGPT Control C, and let's try to get some suggestion from that. So what we'll do is we'll paste the code and we'll say update page to have checkbox for email monthly digest, right? So let's copy this. Let's copy this email for email monthly digest, similar to email weekly digest. So weekly digest. Okay, so let's see what ChatGPT would update the page accordingly. So it has created a code, and we can see email monthly digest is there, and then we'll have a function like set email monthly digest similar to email weekly digest, and it will look at the email monthly digest from the database. And then here you would have the email monthly digest save value here, and within this we would have another email monthly digest checkbox available for us to save in the preferences. So I think this looks good, and we are going to copy this and we are going to paste it in our code. So let's control V and save it. So this changes, if we look at the changes, we will see additional set email monthly digest, set email monthly digest, then again the field over here for set or field queried for email monthly digest, and then later on here and checkbox added to be able to do that on change. Okay, I think this is good enough. Added, not this, added send monthly email digest preference. So we are going to commit and sync this one. This one we don't need to check the email functionality. I think that is already been tested. For this one we'll just test like if the database values changes the way we want. So let's look at the deployment first, and it's going 32 seconds. We'll wait for it. 30 seconds, and then we'll refresh here. Now when we refresh, we should be able to see one more field, receive monthly email report. So we go, let me go to the home page. I'm on Gap is God, so let me come out, and then let me go to gaurav.palande147 and go to the preference page here. Now it's querying the data, so we already have a database because we already have a checkbox, because in the database we have set that user as true. Now let's go and update that to false, and we save the preference. Oh, we are getting failed to save preference. What happened? So let's see why are we getting failed to save preference. So if you look at the code for the preference page, save preference, or over here on click save prefs, and then we would control F here, and then we'll go to the save prefs page, and then over here preferences we would have the email monthly digest column, and then we would have this one. So and then when we try to save it, we would have failed to save console.error. Okay, so we should have a console. So let's get the developer tools out, and we should have a console entry. The server responded with a status 400, and in this one it says there is no unique or exclusion constraint matching the on conflict specification. So let me copy this thing. Let me expand this one also. Okay, so we can ask ChatGPT about this, and then we will say this one paste, and paste this one email. The error you are seeing is there is no unique you are executing your upsert because it can't find the unique constraint on the user ID column in the preference table. To use upsert on complete user, you must first ensure that user ID in the preference table is either a primary key or a unique constraint. So now we need to do is we need to add the unique constraint to that table. So let's do it. User ID, and then you would say edit column, and then we would have the unique constraint. We save this one. So when we save, this automatically gets saved. Now let's update this and save preference, and preference is saved. So now when we go to the table, it will be false for us. So let's refresh here, preferences, and then we have false everywhere. And now when we go to the monthly report and we set it as true, we go and we see now in the database we should be able to see it as true. And similarly, now we can go to another user. So we can go to logout page. Let me close this and let me go to gap is God, and over here let me go to the preferences, and here it is false, so we need to set it as true. And then now we go to the database and we should be able to see a true for our user. Okay, so I think that gives us an idea that we are able to now create a monthly report. There was some suggestion sent by ChatGPT. So upsert table, and then we would have the updated code, and then we would corrected versal JSON log to email logs table. So what we'll do is over here we would say this is going to be our digest, right? So let me add a column here, add row above, log all emails in email log table in DB. Set in email logs table in DB. So does that match? So we are going to add this explanation along with option return, and then we paste the comment over here, and this is going to be, yeah, we'll add this as a email newsletter option in the future. For now I think this is the functionality. We have marked it as green, so hopefully in the future we might make this monthly as a or we can make the weekly one as a premium feature, and monthly, either two. Both of them are there available for free users right now. So we'll have one premium and one free, and I think that's pretty much it for the video. Please please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube series, and also please go to the website and explore the website. Go to the website and explore the preferences. You'll and if you monthly and weekly reports, you'll get to see them on the first of every month, and also on the Monday at 9 a.m. every week. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for your time.